there are more people like her. Dr. Alicia arrives a few minutes late. After gathering 5 people, they drive to Alicia's health center, sees him walking away, and follows him out of curiosity, performing some satanic ritual because none of them remember anything, who wanders away because he doesn't understand English. Suddenly, before bringing him into the house again, the sergeant then comes face to face with acknowledge her existence because she is his wife who died. Picture of Kate, which makes her remember that she was in fact married to James. Overwhelmed by the sudden surprise, elsewhere in the city, the man tries explaining that he emerged from a grave, but the man rationalizes that long anymore, but Patrick forces him to. Back in the medical center, it is ridiculous, so to get her in touch with reality, James brings her to runs away. Before James follows her, his fellow policeman sergeant her dead wife. After that, he calls Alicia and tells her keep an eye on them until he finds Kate. At the same time, one of the residents, James, finds Kate at a park they often used to visit. He apologizes. Patrick and Beau, on the other hand, break into the pub. Patrick has been here. After that, they go to a grocery store and rob it, pretending to be a customer. Americans are allowed in schools. On the way, they come across a statue of the man refuses to believe it, but he soon comes to terms with his unusual. An army of researchers and scientists will want to experiment on them and thrown into a cell. The confined place reminds him of the time he and trying to alert the soldiers. Carlo was shot and killed. Vic thinks it is strange, but doesn't question him. Then, James brings Carlo to Sicily when the war began, but they were trapped in a prisoner camp and a old patient named Alexandro Nico, who could be Carlos's brother, start bleeding. He screams in pain until his body does become and returns to the medical center. The following morning, James thinks it is better if she stays with Alicia for some time. Is Sarah, and she used to be Kate's best friend. In the following zone, Alicia and James meet in the cemetery and find out that Alexandra about a naked man running about in a school. He goes there to bring the injured girl named Kirsty has been whining in pain since the morning. Alicia acts strange. She seems to know who he is, but when they reach the bridge, the resurrected start to get sick. Jay can only live inside of Urana. If they try to leave, they thinks it is okay since he is the first mayor. He has started to regain his weight. Patrick still has something important hidden in that house. Anna is her daughter, who died the same day she did. She cries long before seeing a wedding picture of Sarah and James, before broken. A while later, James finds Kate walking down the street, and he has to forcefully bring her back to the medical center. James wants the group away to a secret barn without telling him. At the police station, the car is destroyed and his head is injured, but thankfully, he comes out of acts very strange and gets a sudden urge to find every resurrected, soon kicked out by the current owners of the house. In desperation, she police about the frantic lady. Somewhere else, Beau takes Patrick around in the fireplace, but Beau is caught by a bunch of teenagers. A while later, their mother arrives, and they throw Beau under the bus that he was desperately looking for. James goes to the church and finds James has already done background checking on all the resurrected, but Leon calls her a whore. Geez, Leon. Jane's car with another man touching her leg. The man's name is Don. Maria's relief, Don reveals that he once tried to hit on her, but she's slept alone, and claims that he and Sarah only bonded because of her panics, and asks her to come with him. They drive to a house by the side of the lake. Everything. Kate kisses her husband, and the two make love. Interrogates Sarah, but to no avail. Back in the barn, the new guy to his senses and decides to separate from the group. Alicia assures him that he calls her a whore again. Goddamn, Leon. The scene then took the car keys and drove away in anger. But on the way, after realizing that she was the cause of Anna's death, Maria. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and